And we are back again with a brand new episode of Another 24. I'm your incredibly handsome host, Torres Montez. And today I have a very special guest in the building. I have a movie star. I have a TV star. I have a star in the building. You've seen her in Trap City. You've seen her on BMF. And you've seen her on Beauty in Black. I have the one, the only, Miss Phylicia Lloyd. How you doing?
Thank you for having me. I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Good. Now I gotta ask you, because since you're into the movies, have you seen any good movies lately?
Yes, I love movies. So the most recent movie that I saw that I really appreciated is called Obsession. Mm-hmm. I believe it's on Amazon. And what I appreciated about it, one, it was a lot of actors that we haven't seen before.
Yes,
so for for an actress, it's just nice to see, like, that's great. I'm glad that they got other actors that are amazingly talented, right, but just haven't really been out there.
Yeah, everybody deserves a chance.
Yeah, mm-hmm, especially if you work for it. Like, right, it's tough. Acting was amazing. The shots, they broke a lot of, like, cinematic, quote-unquote, rules that you'll hear, like, don't do this, don't do that. But they were so good. Oh, it's an amazing movie. Yeah. A take on Be Careful What You Wish For. That's the biggest concept. Psychological thriller, be careful what you wish for. Okay. But the one that I really, really, really have to speak about, because I love it so much, and shout out to Alicia Harris, is God Is. Okay. Also shout out to Xavier Mills, because that's my homeboy, and he's in it too.
All right, shout out to him.
Yeah, look, maybe get on the podcast. I think that'd be great.
You got a spot to talk right here.
Perfect. Look, now I'm going to send it. Right. But God Is super creative. I mean, the concept is something that we haven't seen probably ever. Acting, amazing. Also, actors that we haven't really seen before. I'm not saying that they don't have. I'm sure they have other credits, right, but you know how that goes.
Yeah. For sure.
Amazing acting, amazing writing, creative.
So what was that movie about? It's pretty controversial.
Yes, I love God Is. So it's basically about. Now let me give you a summary. These two twins, because I don't want to ruin it too much. Okay. But you have to watch it. I'm so serious. Please watch it, like, tonight. It's these twins, and they've had an adverse, background. Their father left them, and what happens is their mother, which is played by Vivica Fox, she's like on her deathbed. I don't know if you've seen any of the trailers, but they're like burnt up from previous, when they were young or whatnot. And she pretty much says, I need you to go get vengeance on your father.
Dang.
And so God Is, and which I don't want to ruin it, comes from the concept of one of the twins is like, our mother is like our God because she created us. Right. And so I'm like, so because of that, she had a motivation to go get vengeance from her mom. Gotcha. When I tell you funny, the movie is funny.
It's funny? You can have comedy in a movie like that?
Yes. Wow. And that's what makes it so cool. Mm-hmm. Funny. Again, amazing writing. Like, I'm so excited to see what Alicia continues to do in her career. I'm like putting it out there and praying that I can work with her too. Like, yes, me too. Amazing acting. Yeah, I mean, the music, it was just very original. It wasn't like, let me go pull from this movie and put it in. You can tell that this birthed like from her own creativity. Right. So I love stuff like that. And then also shout out to her because I seen some videos that came out that pretty much said that she wrote that movie while she was on food stamps. And so it just goes to show that, like, there's so much talent out here in art, but life is life. Bills are bills. Exactly. And so the fact that she did that, and now she can be celebrated and people can see her talent. I'm trying to tell you, she's one to watch. I feel like she's going to be up there with, like, Spike Lee, and, like, she is one to watch. Okay. Amazing. Right.
What's her name again? Alicia Harris?
Yes.
Right. Shout out to her.
Yeah.
Shout out to her. But, yeah, some of the best art, some of the best works of, just human creativity and divinity are birthed out of the hardest circumstances.
Yes.
So hearing that, she wrote it while she was on food stamps, and it's been she was able to, bring her dream into fruition to where people like you are watching it, and it's out there to be consumed by the masses. That's just inspiration.
Super inspirational.
Yes, because I've had my struggles. I've talked about it on the show before, but when you at the bottom, the bottom as they call it, there's so much potential there. It's like the ceiling is unlimited.
Yeah.
And when you finally get to that point to where it's like people are really resonating with what you're putting out, that's always an amazing feeling.
Yeah.
It's always.
That's why I was like, kudos to her. Like she should be highly celebrated.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's really good.
All right. So you're an actress. Mm-hmm. You are doing your thing, I might add. You're doing your thing right now. So, usually when people are involved in the arts, they usually have pretty interesting upbringings and things like that. So what was it like for you coming up? What led you down the path to become an actress?
That's such a great question. So growing up, I have to be 100% complete transparent. Okay. So I was diagnosed at 9 with ADHD. But, typical, and I don't blame anyone because I get it. Sometimes, doctors will over-medicate, especially our black and brown children. Right. So my mom's like, oh, okay, well, no, she'll be fine. I'll just whoop her. I'll get her to figure it out. But I say that to say because I lived in my imagination as a child so much. I just didn't know that is called, creativity and that could bloom into writing or whatnot. So I was a child that would love to write stories.
Okay.
And I still have some. And, this girl said this, and it really started with my Barbies. Okay. Because, you can create your worlds with Barbies. Yes. Like, girl, you did what? Whatever. And then that blossomed into books. I told my mom, I said, you should have known I was going to be a little hustler. If I was making books at 5, I would go door to door and be like, you want to buy my book? $2. I would put little prices on it, but people would buy them. Yeah. So that was like the start of me just understanding, or being naturally inspired to use my imagination.
Right. Were you an only child?
No, I had 2 older siblings though, so I'm the baby. And then what else? So then, loved soccer, played soccer, was really into soccer in high school. Yeah, I had a scholarship, but had my daughter. That's another story at 19. But then I took a creative writing class my senior year of high school and fell in love. I didn't realize that I've been writing poetry. Yes. I just was writing my pain. My parents went through a divorce when I was young, and there was some alcoholism issues with some parents, so that it can affect a child heavier than an adult. So I would pour my pain into poetry. I didn't know I was writing poetry. I was just writing, super inspired by Tupac when I was young, because I just felt like he has struggles, I have struggles. Okay, cool. He's writing his struggles, I'm writing my struggles too. Took a creative writing class. That teacher really motivated me to lean more into my expression, and he pretty much told me that you're talented, and no one's ever told me that my writing was something that people would consider talent. And so then at 19 I had my daughter, and then had to get a job. Look, I was on food stamps too. Right. Had to get a job, and luckily, and it was a blessing. I love how God aligns people in your life to where you might not know why they're there, but they're there, for a bigger purpose.
Absolutely.
Met this girl. She had just moved from LA to Texas. I grew up in Dallas, Texas. Okay. And I let her read some of my my poems, and she said, "Have you ever considered writing a script?" And I was like, "No, not really. I don't know, much about it." And she was like, "Well," she's like, "your poems are like stories. They're like mini stories. They have beginning, middles, and ends. They have themes." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "All right, that's cool." You don't know. So I wrote my first screenplay. At that point, Tyler Perry was, selling DVDs out his trunk, and in Texas, that was our thing. That's what we did. We sat down on Fridays and we watched his plays, and my bonus dad would come home and say, "I got that new Tyler Perry play," and we were like, "Oh."
Those are the days back then.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, because it was for us. Yes. And so it was very relatable for what we were going through and experiencing. So then I said, I'm going to write a screenplay. So I'm a very ambitious type where if I want to do something, I'm going to figure it out.
Right.
So I would literally go and buy probably 3 or 4 books on on writing screenplays, and then also I've watched all these YouTube videos, probably every single YouTube video out here.
YouTube University.
Okay, exactly. I did. Well, there's no excuse, especially in this day and age.
Exactly.
I did like some master classes, some like Shonda Rhimes writing for TV. Wrote my own screenplay. Was in love with it, and then that birthed into me writing a TV show with like another writer that was in Texas that I met, and he was from New York, and he went back and forth, and so he was like, oh, well, can I pay you? And I'm like, you want to pay me for it? I'm like, okay, yeah, you can pay me for that. Yeah. And so I helped him develop and write a TV show, and then I know the questions was how I grow it up, yeah. And so then that led to me being more inspired. But as far as how I got into acting, which is really funny, I tell people acting pulled me in.
Gotcha.
I was shy. That's why I went to my writing. But then I was a overnight supervisor at like Victoria's Secret where we would like set up the mannequins and change the floors out. And there's a guy, shout out to Ezekiel, he's still in LA doing his thing. He was like, well, I'm an actor. I'm shooting this YouTube series in Dallas. You should just come out. He was like, just come meet the director, see what's going on. And I'm like, okay, why not? At that time, I was taking college classes and just working and being a mom. And so I'm like, all right, cool. And I fell in love. Like, it made me happy. You know what I mean? So I was like, ooh, if it makes me happy, I need to lean into it more. Not like overthink it, or whatnot. So I show up to set. The leading woman, something happened, like her child got sick and she couldn't come. And so the director, I was just supposed to be the extra walking by with the watermelon in the basket. Right. But the director comes up and he's like, hey, you want to do this part? And I'm like, I said, no, I don't act. I was like, I'm just here. Da, da, da. He was like, no, but you look the part. Your personality is cool. He's like, today's easy. I can coach you. I can train you through the episodes. And so it was just one of those things where you just leap, where you're like, well, why the hell, why the hell not? Yeah. Right. And so, learned my lines, did that. And I just remember feeling so excited when I left. Like, it's like sitting in the car like, ooh, this might be my thing too. Like, this is cool.
So your journey started pretty much when you were playing around with dolls, because you were acting, you were writing. Put this closer. You were acting, you were writing, you were playing different parts.
Right.
You were writing poems, you were being creative. So all of your gifts and talents all really came together to put together a nice career for you.
Amen.
So when you were asked to play that part, I mean, I'm sure that there were a lot of things going through your mind. You were probably, nervous, you weren't prepared, but you still took that leap anyway.
Yeah.
So what do you think it was that made you just like, you know what? I'm gonna just do it. I'm gonna just do it.
I mean, I don't feel like I had anything to lose. You know what I mean? I'm like,
that's the biggest thing.
I'm like, I don't know any of these people. I don't, I'm like, it's a series that's going on YouTube. So I'm like, what do I have to lose? Why not? Like, why not? That's how we discover our strengths and, what we love is just by doing stuff, like not overthinking it so much.
Got it. So was that the moment you were like, you know what, I'm going to take this serious. I'm going to be an actress now. Was that the moment?
No, it was,
really?
I would say maybe halfway through filming, because we started filming episodes like every weekend, and I would get so excited. I was like, okay, I have a babysitter, like I'm going up, and so I'm like, okay, this is fun. I want a life of where I enjoy what I do. And so I would say maybe halfway shooting that series. So maybe like 3 months later. Okay. Yeah. And so then that's when I was like, okay, what do I need to do? And Ezekiel was like, well, you need to get into a good acting class. Shout out to Teresa Bell in Dallas. I started with Glenn Morshire, which he's a known actor also out of LA. And his classes were great for a foundation. Then I had to audition to get in Teresa Bell, and she's amazing for, in Dallas. And then after that was when I was like, okay, if I really want to take it serious, it needs to be Atlanta or LA. And at the time, I knew someone in Atlanta that I could like rent a room from. Well, I rented her living room. I got a futon, thug life. Rented her living room out. And I was like, okay, well, Atlanta it is, because in LA at the time I didn't have anyone to stay with. And I've heard all these crazy things about LA at the time, so I was like, I'm gonna go to Atlanta.
Atlanta felt like the safer choice. Huh?
Yeah.
Got it. So you're taking these acting classes. I mean, when you're doing something in the arts and trying to make it, there's no blueprint.
Correct.
It's not
Say
like
that.
if you're a doctor, you got to go to college, you got to go to med school, you got to do residency, X, Y, and Z. But to get to your position, there's no blueprint. So how did you figure out your roadmap? I know you had mentors and people helping you, but even they don't know.
Right.
The answers all the time.
For me, yeah.
Right. So how did you know what decisions were the right decisions for you?
Trusting my gut and going for it. Prayer. But I mean, for real. But when I first got here, which I did lie. Sometimes you gotta tell a little white lie. Ezekiel has sent me this flyer that said, like, do you want to be a stand-in or whatnot? Do you have stand-in experience? I didn't have stand-in experience, but I've been on those other sets enough that I was like, I can do that.
Yeah, character experience.
Yeah, well, yeah, right. Exactly, yeah. But back then, they look at you like, girl,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, who are you, right? And so, I'll never forget it. It was in Hiram. There's some big studios out there. So I go to the quote-unquote audition to be a stand-in, which I thought that was really interesting, yeah. And the lady, shout out to January, she's still casting in Atlanta. She said, do you have stand-in experience? I was like, yeah. But plus, I've been on the set for Queen of the South that was shooting in Dallas.
Oh, I like that show.
I really like that show, too. So one of my other actor mentors, he was like, well, he was in the show, Brett Cullen. This was such a long time ago. And he was like, well, do you want to come to set just to see how it goes? And I'm like, yeah, I want to come to set. Yeah. So, I got to meet, I don't know her name, but the like boss, older chick of the show. Yeah, she was real cool. We was like sharing crafty together or whatnot. And so I was like, yeah, I have stand-in experience. And she was like, what show? And I was like, Queen of the South. Because that's the only set I've ever been on. So I was like, Queen of the South. She was like, oh, okay. And then I was working from that point on consistently as a stand-in. Gotcha. It was mainly like at the time, like BET projects, Lifetime. It was some like, it was like more indie, but they were still on a big set.
When it was experience.
Yeah, and it was still big budget stuff. And so, yeah, I was a stand-in for like a year, and I would just pretty much just be observing it all. Like, I would just be on set. As I would be on set waiting, that's when I would be writing my stuff, or I would be reading my acting books, or, networking and asking other actors, how did you get here? What classes are you taking? Things of that nature. And so, yeah, so that's how that journey went. I was a stand-in for that particular amount of time. And just in class, always working. A pet peeve of mine is when people are like, oh, how do I get into it? And I'm like, okay, take classes. Well, I don't need classes. You do need classes. Even if you're a raw talent, you still need classes because you need practice and you need to know the rules of framing and audio. Like, there's certain things that only classes will teach you. So then, yeah, I just started thugging it in as many classes, as I could. Finally got an agent and, kept going.
Yeah, so I'm sure with, being an actress, I know that there's tons of auditions. You face tons of rejection. Tons of, get out of here. You don't know. We don't know you. But how much of success as an actor is talent versus persistence?
Well, you have to have both. But the ones who have persistence, those are the ones who make it to TV or make it on to the screen. Right. And I get it, over the course of, I've been in Atlanta, 7 years? So I've been taking it more serious, for the last 7 years. You meet some actors that say, you know what, this is cool, but I'm going to go in this direction. But I get it. It is tough. Yeah. Because if you want to obviously kill your audition, so you spend a lot of time for free in hopes that they book you. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's tough. You spend a lot of your free time, a lot of hours into prepping for the audition. Then you actually tape it. That'll take, an hour, maybe 30. It just depends on how, long it is. And then it's a hope and a wish. Then it's am I right for that role? Do I match with the other cast? Like, there's so many things that go into it. So I would have to say persistence. Because you can be talented all you want, but if you're not driven, if you can't take no's, if you can't audition, do 5 auditions a week and you might not book nothing, then it's not for you.
You have some tough skin, be tenacious out there.
Seriously.
So what was one of the hardest no's that you heard? Was there a role that you were like, man, I really want this. I know I'm going to get it. This is for me. And they were like, you know what? We're going to go in another direction.
There's a lot of roles that I want that I don't get. Yeah, I'm like, there's a lot that no, there's some roles where you're like, okay, yeah, I did a good job, but, maybe it doesn't excite you or whatnot. Dang. So before I booked Left Eye for BMF, I auditioned for B. Mickey's Baby Mama. And shout out to the actor that got it, because I think she's amazing. But I went through like 2 rounds. So you get a call back, or they give you director's note and say, can you retape? So you're feeling great. You're like, okay, cool. I got the director's notes. I'm going to do it again. They like something in me, but they still didn't choose me for that role. But again, persistency. I was like, no, I'm going to be on BMF. I was like, no, I really want to be on that show. I was like, no, I'm going to be on that show. And then one of my other friends, shout out to Terry, my other brother, you would like to talk to him too. He's on BMF as a series regular. And he invited us to what kind of, it wasn't a rap party. I guess it was just some type of promotional party before it came out. Yeah. So I got to meet B. Mickey and all these other, cast that's on the actual show. And I remember being in that room saying, I'm going to be on this show. Mm-hmm. And then eventually, and I was claiming it. I was like, I'm going to be on this show. And then eventually, a few months later, got the audition for Left Eye and booked it. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm on the show. God is good. I'm like, I'm on the show. So, yeah.
So what was it like booking that role? I mean, Left Eye, she's of course, she's an esteemed figure in our culture. She's a legend.
Yes.
So what was it like portraying her and, capturing her essence on film?
So I would say it was very challenging because obviously you want to, make sure that you do the best job you can, because it's an honor to be able to play somebody like Left Eye. And I grew up loving TLC. That was TLC. I know, I'm like TLC, and I really loved Left Eye. So at first I was like, do I look like her? And in my audition tape, I put two ball, 2 little buns. I got some black electrical tape and put it under. And, I just made sure I did all of my homework. I watched a lot of YouTube videos. I just read a lot about her. I practiced her mannerisms, how she talks. She was very unapologetic, and I love that about her.
Did you burn the house down?
I will.
No.
If some, Yolanda, I will. Yeah. If you play too much, and I'm just like, I did not say that on camera. But let's see. So even once I booked Left Eye, the main concern for me was, am I in her essence? Yeah. Am I representing her to the utmost, power that I can? And so that was my thing, is just making sure I was going to represent her well. I wasn't worried about, am I going to do good? Am I representing Left Eye? But then I think if you put your focus like that, then you're not so into yourself, or if you're doing great, it's am I being great with her?
Is it challenging playing a real person? Is that hard?
100%.
It's harder than
100%.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because you're trying to match how they talk, how they move, how they look, and then you start to listen to their responses, so you can even kind of think in their way also. So 100%. Was it fun? Yes. Yeah. So much fun. It was at the Source Awards, an iconic Source Awards. But something that stood out to me when I booked that role, and I really appreciate the director, is before we filmed, or while we were going through our rehearsal and blocking beforehand, she said, Do you know that you were the only, and this is what took me out. I'm like, there's no way. And the whole Atlanta, she said, you were the only actress that seemed to do your homework. I'm like, for real? You know what I mean? I'm like, to me, everybody, like, go look. Like, but I also had an amazing coach, Sarah Mornell, at the time that said, that's your job, is to do your research. Don't be a dummy. You know what I mean? Like, she was from New York, so she taught, you know what I'm saying? I loved it, though. Like, it got me together. So I guess, you know, that was when that taught me, like, okay, work ethic and my training really came about. Like, it really helped to know that. So when the director said that, it was just like an in awe moment. You know, she was like, yeah, you were the only one that we felt like did your homework. Right. In one of the takes, I submitted 3 takes, I remember. I know usually actors submit 2, whatever. I submitted 3. And in that last one, it was some improvising with me and Terry. Terry helped me with this since he was on the show. And if I wouldn't have done my homework to understand her relationship with Clive Davis, to understand what was going on with Suge Knight, like, I wouldn't have been able to do a good job on that improv role because I didn't know the ins and outs of, you know, them going to the record label with their guns and, you know, to say we want our rights. And so that came up in the improv. So I think that's what allowed me to book the role too, is because I could fluidly, like, be in that improv moment because I actually knew what I was talking about.
Right. So yeah, that's crazy. And I tell people this all the time. Like, you know, I help people with social media. I do personal branding, content for entrepreneurs.
Very cool.
And I'm like,
can you help me? Can we talk about that?
Yeah, I got
that.
you. That's easy work.
That's
easy
so
work.
Cool.
But I'm like, your competition is lazy.
Yeah.
They're not, like, it's so easy to beat many people on social media.
Say that.
All you got to do is show up consistently.
Yep.
If you can post 3 times a week, you're better than like 70%. See what I'm saying?
I know. I'm going to post today, though.
Okay. You're going to post it?
I have it laid out. I'm going to post today.
And when, you know, you're going to get a whole 7-day content run after this.
Okay.
But I'm like, yeah, if you can just do that if you can post 3 times a week, you're better than like 70% of people.
Okay.
And it's because
you just inspired me.
Right.
I'm going to do better.
And it's, you know, it's not that they're lazy. Let me not say that they're lazy, but we all have a lot on our plate. Mm-hmm. But if you're going to take the extra step and add a little bit more to your plate, you're going to just, you know, that's going to be an advantage for you. So I see how, you know, you taking the initiative to go the extra mile, that's what got you the role.
Yeah.
And that's what I try to tell people all the time. Just take the initiative, go the extra mile. I remember like maybe a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, there were like 2 days in a row where I posted like 6 times in one day. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, shoot, I don't know too many people doing this.
Yeah.
And you know, you see the results.
The engagement.
Exactly. You see the engagement, you see the followers, you see the numbers going up, and it's like that's what it takes.
So would you say that when you posted the 6 times a day, when you got to that 6th post, was the engagement, like, was that the highest or was the first one the highest because people went back?
You know, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't even look at it like that.
Okay.
I just look at it as in a holistic basis.
Okay.
You know, I do.
See, I'm thinking too much about it.
I do whole numbers. So like the night before, I edit all my clips. I have them in a row. I do them as drafts. I put them as drafts in my Instagram, and I wake up and I post all of them at once.
Love that.
And then, you know, I check the numbers.
I'm hiring. We're gonna work. We're gonna collab because I need that. Yeah.
Right. And then, cool. And you know, I just check the numbers, you know, maybe a weekly basis, a monthly basis. I don't really do it individually. Now, unless, you know, something goes viral, then that's different. Yeah. You know, it's kind of like you got to keep an eye on it. Yeah. Y'all be talking crazy to me on the comments, too. Y'all need to stop that.
Stop that. Stop talking crazy. It's ridiculous.
But, yeah, so, and, you know, this next question, as much as you want, as little as you want. Okay. It's up to you. Okay. But there's a lot of controversy behind the BMF. I mean, we see things play out in the media with 50 Cent and Lil Meech and all of that. Does that kind of stuff, how do you handle stuff like that?
I mean, it's none of my business. I mean, you know, it's interesting to watch. It's interesting to 50 Cent. Yeah. 50 Cent is crazy. He is entertaining, but he is unapologetic. His opinion is his opinion.
I fuck with 50.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to work with 50 one day. I'm saying it right now. I'm like, I got some scripts, you know what I'm saying? 50, call me. We going to work together. But, yeah, I mean, you know, if it doesn't pertain to me, it's none of my business. You know what I mean? But I think it's interesting. It's just interesting to hear both sides of the story and to understand, I could see how this person could feel like that. I can also see how the other person could feel.
Right.
So.
But you just watching with your popcorn like everybody else.
Yep, like everybody else. Yep.
Got it. Now, moving forward, you're on Beauty in Black, as we mentioned before, which is a Tyler Perry production.
Number 1, season 1 and 2 on Netflix. Yes.
Let's go.
You're right.
So what is it like, you growing up watching Tyler Perry to, full circle moment you're working with his studios and him?
It's magical, but it also, to me, confirms that what you say and like what you think, it really will come into fruition. Obviously, if you're being the best version of yourself that you can be. If you're not out here, being a butthole to people, and you're treating people right, and you're giving back and things of that nature. Because it's crazy. Because I'm like, man, as a little kid sitting there watching the plays, being all into it, loving it, and then it's like, and now I'm on set. And I'm working with him, you know what I mean? So it's like, thank you, God. Like, thank you, Jesus. Like, it's so cool. It's just, I don't know. It's still like unbelievable.
Talking about it. You're glowing talking about it. I can tell you love it.
Yeah, because it's interesting how that works. It's like, so 10 years later or 12, whatever years later, and now I'm working with him. Yeah.
You sowed those seeds, cool. And those seeds grew.
Yeah, very grateful.
So we here, I had Angel on the show. She did a Tyler Perry movie in the past.
Shout out to Angel,
my girl. Shout out to Angel. But she was saying in the interview that Tyler Perry, he don't play. Like he
he don't. Yeah, he
quick
don't play.
And smooth.
Genius.
Really? So what's your experience like on that set?
Ooh, so I want to tell you, that's so funny. Well, the experience is very professional.
Yes.
One thing that I have to give up to him is he does run a sharp set. You know what I mean? Everybody is on top of it. Everybody's very nice and well, knowledge in their field or in their area.
Exactly.
I would say, and I'm sure a lot of other actors have said this about him too, be ready. And don't just be ready with that one scene that you thought you was going to shoot that day. Go ahead and come ready with all your stuff, like memorized, because if something happens, if another actor doesn't show up or gets sick, or maybe the baby didn't show up, or whatever that could happen, he might say, okay, cool, we're going to go shoot this scene. If that set is already built, if the work, if it's already lined up. And so that's what I learned. That's what I learned on being on set. So,
toes.
Yeah, no, seriously. So after the first season, when I prepared for the second season with my coach, I booked like a whole week where, we would get on, and every single day we would go over, this scene or this scene and this scene. So therefore, when I start shooting, it gives me more confidence. It allows me to feel more prepared. So if he says, let's go shoot that, I can be like, okay. And not like, oh my gosh, because that happened to me in season 1, where we're on set and hurry up and wait, and we're waiting for this other scene. Something happened, some malfunction happened with the car, and it's like, all right, well, we're going to go shoot this other scene. And I remember in that moment,
you're like, shit.
I'm like, I showed up for this. So I'm like, okay, don't panic. Go over your lines. Get the gist, Luckily, we didn't end up shooting it. Something else happened. So he was like, we're going to push it to another day. But that taught me, be ready. Like, put the work in. Stay up to 3, 4 in the morning if you have to. Be completely ready. Because it happened in season 2. Me and Angel, the Angel in the show, were dressed out, ready to shoot another scene, the club scene, and then I guess Tyler had some time on his set, because what's so cool about him is he's shooting on multiple sets on one day, if that makes it, but for that one show. So he had another director, Armani Ortiz, directing the club scenes, and then he was over here shooting the home scenes. And so we're sitting there, we're ready, we've been rehearsing, we're about to go. And then you hear Tyler on the walkie to Armani say, hey, I need Yolanda and I need Angel. And Armani's like, well, we're about to, he's like, I have time. I want to get this shot, for whatever. I need them now. And so we were still he was trying to wrap up another scene. Long story short, we wasn't moving fast enough. Baby, Tyler got on that golf cart drove over on his megaphone, I need Yolanda, I need Angel. And so we go to the other set. Wardrobe was already there for us. We change, we do everything. And he's like, all right, this is your scene. All right, let's go. Dang. And so I'm like, I'm so grateful that I was prepared so I could show. It's like I look at myself like a basketball player. So I'm like, I've been shooting free throws. I've been like, I'm ready. Right. And then we were able to have a good shoot. But if not, that could have messed with your nerves, messed with your head, which in turn messed with your performance, which in turn messed with your money. You know what I mean? Exactly. And so, amazing filming with him. But it's like a boot camp working with Tyler. I've heard other A-list actors, number ones on his set, say, if you can be successful here, if you can conquer this, then you can conquer. Easy. Yep. And so I was grateful for the experience.
Hey, shout out to Tyler Perry.
Yeah, shout out.
Hey, man, Tyler, if you need a handsome guy to play a role, hit me up, man. I ain't doing too much.
I think you can do it, too. He can do it, Tyler. He can do it.
I can do it. But so you play Yolanda on the show, who is, I did watch the first season. It was a while ago. So I haven't been caught up. Forgive me.
It's okay. It's all good.
But Yolanda, from what I understand, is a firecracker. Mm-hmm. So how would you describe your character of Yolanda in like 3 words?
Can it be like sentences and phrases? Yeah. Okay. About her business.
Okay.
Protective mother. So many people say she's toxic, she's this. She's a protective mother, guys, okay? Let's see her like that too. So about her business, protective mother, and fearless.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. So is Yolanda, how did you embody that character? Are there some similarities between you guys, or is she just completely different than you?
She's like the voice that I keep quiet in my head, or she's the voice that I'll call my friends if I'm upset and say, I'm about to do this, and then the friends are like,
maybe not.
We don't really have bail money, so let's like calm down. She's the person that most people, when they look at me, or if you don't know me, you wouldn't think exists inside of me, but she's there. Wow. She's there. When I
don't play with her.
Cool, real nice, real cool, but I think everybody should have a balance in life.
Yeah, for sure.
She, I did use, some personal things, because like I said, I had my daughter and I was 19, so you can only imagine 2 young people trying to figure out life and raise a kid, and they both want, you know what I mean? Like, it's tough. So, with the breakups and the drama that comes from all of that, that's what I use from my real life. So, like, one of my god sisters was joking, and she said, oh, y'all, she wasn't acting. She was just reliving things, or, those frustrations of raising a baby and alone and the dangers and all of that. And so I was like, I was made for this role.
Yeah.
Made for it. Hey. I just have to go back and remember and pull it all in. Yeah.
So is that method acting? Is that what they call it?
Yeah, that's what they say.
So can you describe what method acting is to the people that don't know?
Just living it, breathing it. Sometimes, everybody's different. Sometimes people, like, I was listening to this podcast the other day where Angelina Jolie says, for one of her roles for that opera singer, I haven't seen the movie. I think it's super old too. That she lives it all the time. So even when she goes home with her family, for me, that would be the tough part, because I wouldn't want to confuse my kids or my husband. Like, okay, you're acting, but everybody's different. Do I like to? I think I have a little bit of both. I think I'm method sometimes. Sometimes if I'm on the way to set, I will listen to music that I think my character would listen to the most. I would get dressed and have thoughts of my character. Oh man, I'm so busy, or I have this or this. So I create the energy before I get there, so it's very lived in. So when other people are talking to you, or you have hair and makeup and it's still underneath and it's already like awake.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was listening to Will Smith's book.
Okay.
And he was in a movie called 6 Degrees of Separation. I don't know if you heard it. It's one of his older, I think it's like his first movie. He was still filming Fresh Prince at the time.
Okay.
And he plays some con artist that's supposed to be Sidney Poitier's son. Mm-hmm. and the character's like this prestigious, like, you know, uppity type of person, and his character falls in love with the actress, which was an older white lady.
Oh, that's so funny.
And he was like, he got so wrapped up in the character that he fell in love with her in real life.
Okay.
And
that can happen.
Yeah, and he started talking like the character on the set of Fresh Prince, and they're like, stop talking like that.
Yeah, it's like, be the other,
right.
yeah.
And then he was like, talking like what? What am I talking like?
He didn't realize it.
He
it
didn't
was
realize
so
it
lived
because
in.
he was so wrapped in. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
That's a different level.
Because your brain doesn't know. I love psychology and things of that nature, neuroscience, and your brain doesn't know the difference.
Right.
But you do have to do the work to make it real. You know, some actors force it or they fake it. To me, you can tell when it's forced and when it's fake versus did you find something relatable to your own life so you can really live it. Yeah. So I believe it. That's so cool.
Yeah, interesting. You should definitely listen to his book. I love that book. I listened to it a few times.
Okay.
Like,
I'm gonna add it. I like it. I love audiobooks, especially in Atlanta traffic.
Right. So, you know, we hear, you know, the people on the outside, you know, us on the outside of Hollywood, we're not as lucky, but we do hear, you know, some very dark things about Hollywood. We hear it's, you know, it's an underworld going on. It's some shady business. It's, you know, pervasive. It's a lot of things going on.
Mm-hmm.
So has there ever been a moment where you've encountered something that just kind of, you know, shook you a little bit?
100%.
Really?
Especially as a woman. Unfortunately, some men producers, not all. I've met amazing, respectful, legit, you know, male producers, but then you have your creeps, if we're going to keep it real, or your I'm going to take advantage with my power type and try to, you know, get you to go here and get you to do these things. And, well, let's go to dinner to talk about that role. Why do I have to go to dinner with you to talk about a role? That's unprofessional. Right. But it lets you know what they're trying to do. So, yeah, I've experienced some things. Nothing, luckily, I've never been, like, drugged at a party or nothing. But I don't... But when I go to certain places, it's like, I'm gonna drink my water. Right. But yeah, I've never experienced, thankfully, nothing too crazy as far as, you know, being drugged or being threatened. But you have, you know, you do get offers like, oh, well, and this is a lot before, you know, I was married. I mean, some people respect marriage, some people don't. But you get the, well, let's take a trip to the Bahamas. And we can talk more about you being leading, and you're like, really, like you're not even slick with it.
You're
like
trying to hide it.
Yeah, I would rather you just say, hey, I like you, I'm into you, let's go hang out, and we can talk about this. Like I would rather you say that than let's go to the Bahamas. And like, are you like I'm not some 15-year-old dumb, you know what I mean? Exactly. But it just unfortunately it comes with the industry, unfortunately.
Yeah, sad.
But I think it's coming out more. Yeah. And
you can't really hide now.
Yeah, and it's being more regulated, which is good. And more people are speaking up, saying like this isn't cool, da da da. So I think hopefully that will kind of calm, you know, some things down. Is this real dark? Yeah. Are you going to get it sometimes? Yes. It's not going to completely go away. Right. But I do think awareness is like the start of a solution.
Yeah, because I have, you know, on my show, I've had, you know, lots of women, you know, beautiful women. And, you know, sometimes my homeboys, they'll be like, man, what you were talking about? You know, you trying to, and I'm like, bro, I can't do that.
You're like, I'm being professional.
You can't mix business with pleasure. Because then the word start getting out. You know, Atlanta's real small. And
real small. People don't know that.
Right. They'll be like, yeah, he's going to have you on the show and he's going to try to, you know, do this and do that. I'm like, yeah, I don't even play like that.
Yeah.
This is professional. We get some good conversations, some good content out of it. And we, you know, we build a relationship that way. But,
right.
You know,
and
can't
then
do no underhanded stuff.
Now, who knows? Maybe your long life partner who you do end up meeting, maybe they are in your interview seat at first, right, but you're not coming across, you're not pushing it. It's like, all right, if it happens over time, cool, but I'm not like, you know,
that's
trying
never
to
the goal.
Yeah.
That's never the goal.
Yeah. And that's why you'll be successful.
Hey, speak it into existence, baby. That's what I'm talking about, baby. All right. So what, like, along this road of, trying to do something big, trying to chase your dream and, conquer the world, we have to sacrifice a lot. So what are some of the biggest sacrifices you think you've made for your career?
Time. But I would say the biggest sacrifices. So my son, I have a son, he's 14, an amazing basketball player. And at one point, and I get it, I respect it, he set me down and he's just so mature. I'm so proud for his age. And he said, Mom, in order for me to be my most amazing self, I feel like I need to move back to Texas because that's where his dad is at. His dad played high school and, college ball. And he said, I think I need to go back to Texas so, I can work out with him. And he's right, because Mom can get you to the basketball practice. I can pay for your AAU and your uniforms, and I can do all of that. But am I waking up at 5 in the morning like Dad and taking you to the hills? Not to say that I can't, but I just, I have a soccer background and, we do things different. So I'm not going to know all of the workouts. I'm not going to be able to be, what he needs to reach his goal. So to me, that's the biggest sacrifice. Many, nights of crying and stuff because you want to be with your kid. Yeah. You want to be right there. But in Dallas right now, there is no, acting going on. There's no shows or nothing I've booked in Dallas. So I'm in Atlanta. He's in Texas. So I think that is the biggest sacrifice that I've had to make, making sure that I'm being aware and considerate of my son's needs and then also my goals too. Of course, we adapt by the grace of God. I go home. At first, it was I'm going back at least once a month. But sometimes, because of his tournaments or whatever, sometimes it's once every 6 weeks or once every 2 months. But I would say that's the biggest sacrifice, is making a choice to not be selfish and understand that my son has dreams and goals too.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
But he's a mama's boy and I miss my baby.
But yeah, that's powerful. That's deep. And that's like, it's almost like it's hard to choose. It's like you're getting pulled in two different directions. You got to do what you want, but he has needs as well.
Correct.
And that is very mature of him to say.
So mature.
This is probably what's going to be best for me and my future.
Correct.
And I'm not, a lot of kids at that age, they don't really understand their feelings.
Correct.
You don't understand what's going on.
I was so impressed to where I'm like, how do I say no to that?
Right.
He was like 12, 11.
Right.
He's like, Mom, but he's always been into basketball. So he was able to tell me, in order for me to be my best self, that this is what I need, Mom. I said, okay, son, I love you. Yeah, I was like, ooh, Lord, but okay.
Yeah, I know Pop's got him right out there.
Yep, he's doing his thing. Very proud.
Yeah. So, what do you think is like one of the conversations that changed your life forever?
Ooh, that is such an amazing question. And it wasn't from a professional, it wasn't from a mentor, it was from my grandfather, and it was recent too. Shout out to my grandfather. He just turned 90.
Wow.
But full of wisdom. You know how that goes. Yeah. And as an actress, if we're not booking consistently, or and it's been a minute since I've booked something and put something out, in my opinion, then you start to question or wonder, okay, do I fall back? Do I just be more into my screenplay writing? Or you just start to question, it's like, okay, God, is this not what you want from me? Because, you know what I mean? Like, where's the income? Where's the opportunity? And so recently when I was back home, and you just never know where it's going to come from, my grandfather said, and it was just so random, he said, you want to do movies for real? You want to be on TV and stuff for real? I said, yeah, I love it. And he said, okay, well, he said, you're going to be able to. I love when people can speak life, especially like people that have watched you grow, and spiritual people and elders and stuff. And he said, okay, well, you're going to be able to do that. And then I was like, yeah, well, pray for me because I'm waiting on to book this, or I'm auditioning, and And then he said, He said, you remember when you were little and you would always sing that one song? And it was This Little Light of Mine. You know, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let. I love that song. I was a stutterer. I was a stuttering kid. So right. you know, grandparents not gonna let you forget.
Right.
He said, you used to stutter it. I said, okay, Grandpa, thank you. He was like, yeah, you know, you had that little stutter about you. I said, I went to speech class, Grandpa, you know. But he said, but that's true to you. He said, your light has always shined, whether you knew it or not. Even as a little girl, that's why people would like you and, you know, draw, you know, the attention to you, da-da-da. And so it's like he put things in perspective, a reminder. Yes. And then when you think about that song, this little light of mine, this little dream, this little goal, this little hope and a wish, I'm going to let it shine. Man. And so it was just so inspiring and motivating. It was very random, but I needed it in that moment. So yeah, that's a conversation that I'll never forget.
Yeah, it was right on time.
Right on time. I was like, yeah, let me go find my light again. Right. Let me go shine.
All right. So we've had a pretty deep conversation, I would say. It's been, you know, really insightful.
Yeah.
It's been, you know, kind of had some serious moments. So kind of want to lighten it up a little bit, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
All right.
Great conversation.
Yeah. So we're gonna play a little game, a couple little games. You know,
okay.
Just to kind of
like
leave
games.
on a high note.
Yeah.
All right. So the first one is just kind of like this or that. You know, I'm gonna give you two choices.
Okay.
And you just pick which one you like more. You don't gotta think about it too much.
Yeah. Whatever, I'm not gonna think of it. I'm just gonna say it.
Just whatever comes to mind. All right. So this is the first one's gonna be black sitcoms and black TV shows.
Okay.
Since you are on one. A few, actually. I'm sorry. Excuse me. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, living single or girlfriends?
Why? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go with girlfriends.
Girlfriends,
yep.
Okay. All right, Martin or Fresh Prince?
Martin.
Oh, man.
I love Martin. I love Fresh Prince.
Breaking my heart. Okay.
I love Martin.
All right. This is your answer, not mine. All right, Jamie Foxx show or the Steve Harvey show?
Jamie Foxx show.
Jamie Foxx.
He from Texas, gotta, you know.
Okay, shout out Jamie Foxx. All right, Moesha or Malcolm and Eddie?
Moesha. Mo to the E to the. Yeah.
All right, the Wayans Bros or In the House?
Wayans Bros.
I love that show.
Listen, comedy at its freaking finest. Now I gotta go watch it.
Facts. All right, A Different World or The Cosby Show?
Oh my gosh. I have to go with The Cosby Show. Although I love both of them.
Right.
But for a lot of other I'm gonna have to go with The Cosby
You sure?
Show.
Different World had Tupac on that episode.
But that was just one episode.
No, right. All right. My Wife and Kids or The Bernie Mac Show?
Oh my gosh, no. My Wife and Kids or the Bernie Mac. Shout out to Bernie Mac.
I would go My Wife and Kids. I love that show so much.
I love both of them.
Yeah,
but
Bernie
Mac, he was so unapologetically him.
Yeah, play Uncle Bernie.
Uncle Bernie. I love Bernie Mac.
All right, one-on-one or half and half?
Ooh. Jeez, half and half.
Half and half?
Yeah.
All right, All of Us or Eve?
Eve.
All right, Insecure or Atlanta?
Oh, no. They're both amazing. Oh my God. He said don't think too much about it either. Dang, those are both amazing shows.
I'm glad I'm asking the question.
I know. No, for you. Insecure. Okay, let me see. Insecure or Atlanta? My God, I love Issa Rae. I love Insecure, but I also love Atlanta.
Okay. All right, Hanging with Mr. Cooper or The Parenthood?
Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
That was a good one.
I forgot about Mr. Cooper.
All right, last one. Kenan and Kel or Sister?
Sister and Sister. Yeah.
All right, T and Tamara. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so this next one is a blind ranking. You know how blind ranking works?
No.
So I'm going to give you 5. You got 5 choices, right?
Okay.
So I'm going to give you 1, and then you have to rank it 1 through 5 without knowing which one's coming next.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna do two.
Without knowing
what's coming next.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna do two different versions.
Okay.
And these are movies, black movies.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So the first one is romantic movies. I guess rom-com, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
But romantic. All right. Love Jones, 1 through 5. Where are you putting that?
I'm putting that as number 1.
Putting that as number 1?
I'm putting that as number 1.
You sure? You don't know what's coming next? Okay.
I don't know if no other black romance movie is going to top Love Jones.
All right. All right, Brown Sugar. You got 2 through 5 now.
5.
5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Love and Basketball.
God, dog. 2.
2?
Mm-hmm.
Boomerang.
No. 3.
3? Dang.
Because I can't read.
No, I can't move around.
All
All right. So I guess best man's going 4. That was.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
You happy with that?
Yeah.
All right. You ready for the next one?
Mm-hmm.
All right, same deal. All right, first we're gonna go Malcolm X, 1 through 5. Where you putting that? Denzel.
That's what I'm saying, and then I don't know what else you about to come with. Okay, I'm gonna go with number 2. I'm gonna leave that number 1
Okay.
open. Yeah.
All right, Boys in the Hood.
Why can't I know the other options? Okay,
That's
let's
how it
see.
works.
I know, right. He's like, just play the game. Boys in the Hood. I love Boys in the Hood too, but I'm leaving that number 1 open. Okay, number 3.
Number 3?
Yeah. I know. I'm like, forgive me, but I just don't know.
You just don't know. I mean, all right. Next we got Friday.
I want to put Friday as number 1 because I'm nervous of what else you're going to call out, and it can't be number 5. I'm going to go with number 1.
Number 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Set It Off.
And now that has to be 5, right? Now that has to be 5? Is that all I have left?
Yeah.
Okay, it's number 5. Dang.
All right. So that wasn't too bad, was it?
No, it was fun.
All right. So this is the last game we're going to play. So
Okay.
Have you heard of the digging in your ass trend?
No,
No?
tell me.
All right. So it's a TikTok trend.
Okay.
And this is right up your alley. You're an actress. So you have to ask, you've been digging in your ass. But I'm going to give you 4 different ways to say it.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
You get it how it's working?
Yep.
All right. So you want me to give them all, or you want to go one by one?
I guess 1 by 1.
All right,
Yeah.
1 by 1. All right, first, and I'm going to play along with you.
Okay.
All right, first.
Digging in your ass.
Yeah, ask. It's a question. You've been digging in your ass.
You've been digging in your ass.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
okay.
All right, first is shocked.
You've been digging in your ass? The ass?
Oh, okay. All right, that was good. All right, shocked. Hold on, I got to be shocked. You've been digging in your ass? That was pretty good. Right? That was pretty good. All right, next is disappointed.
You've been digging in your ass.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't keep it straight.
That's good.
You look disappointed. You
You have to feel it first.
Right,
like,
you gotta feel it. Okay.
digging
right.
in your ass.
Disappointed. All right, disappointed. You've been digging in your ass. Was that good?
I seen some guilt there too.
Some guilt?
Mhm.
Okay.
Some shame. You were shaming them. I like
Yeah.
it.
All right, next is happy.
Happy.
Mm-hmm.
You've been digging in your ass. You've been ass digging.
All right, happy. All right, happy. How do I be happy? All right. That's the hardest one.
I know, right? Say.
All right, you've been digging in your ass.
That's good.
That's
I
good.
feel like you did a great job. Good job.
All right, last one. Flirty.
Flirty.
Mm-hmm.
You've been digging in your ass.
All right. All right, flirty. All right. You've been digging in your ass.
Ooh, yeah.
That good?
Yeah.
That was good?
You
All right,
said
all right.
you've been digging in your ass. Yeah, that was real good.
All right.
See, Tyler?
Hey, yeah. Hit me up,
Just like
Tyler.
that, Tyler. No accent classes.
Hey,
Come on.
I'm available, brother. I'm available. All right, so the name of the show is called Another 24.
Okay.
And the reason why it's called Another 24 is because that's the biggest blessing that we can get.
Amazing.
So it's another day to, chase your dreams, to go on set and film, hug your mom, hug your kids, and do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
So, we don't all agree on much on this planet, but the one thing that everybody can agree on is that we want another 24.
That's real.
Because if you don't have another 24, you don't got nothing.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah.
And there is a young lady who is watching everything that you're doing.
Okay.
She might be in Atlanta. She might be in Dallas, or she might be in LA. But she wants to be just like you. She sees you breaking windows on Netflix.
Yeah.
She sees you on BMF. She sees you doing your thing. But she might be having a rough go at it. She might be struggling today. She might want to quit. So if you could give this young lady just some words of encouragement to help her go through her next 24, I want you to look at that camera there and just speak to her.
So, Miss Lady, good job, because I know it's not easy. It's a way to be consistent. Also, reset, but keep going, because your dream is your dream, your passion is your passion, your love is your love, and we need you. Somebody else is looking at you. You're watching me, but somebody's going to be watching you. So again, reset. If you're stressed, you want to quit, go for a hike, go swimming, go to a comedy show, do some breathing, but reset and keep the hell going, okay? Because we need you too.
Hey, that was good. That was deep.
Sam, just saying.
And that was on the spot too. God damn. All right, last question before we get up out of here. So, when you're 99 years old and you're looking back on your career and all the things that you were able to do and all the things that you were able to accomplish, what is it that you want to say you were most proud that you were able to do?
Such a great question. What I was most proud, I would be the most proud of turning my dreams, my stories into reality. Like, it happened, because it doesn't happen for everybody.
That's a fact.
And then I'll have to throw in doing it with integrity and faith. That's what I would be the most proud of.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. Well, thank you so much for pulling up. This was an amazing conversation.
Agreed.
I'm definitely going to be supporting everything you do. I'm gonna go watch Beauty in Black when I get home.
Yeah, I'll tell you what episodes I'm in.
Okay. But we're going to be watching everything you're doing. We're going to be supporting from afar.
Thank you.
Next time you book something big, anytime you want to come and talk about something, you got a place to do it.
Yeah.
And we can't wait to see what you do next.
I appreciate you. This is amazing. So, and don't forget, we're going to keep working on branding and marketing. Yeah.
We're going to do that.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, thank you.
Amazing.
All right, that's a wrap.
Yay.